From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Ants Meats and Grocery is much more than a grocery store. We carry a full line of quality meats, local and organic vegetables, and a large variety of fish, Green Mountain Smart Control pellet grills, and a full deli case of sandwiches and side dishes.
Well, we certainly have some changes in store for us today. You're going to notice it, number one, cooler out there than it has been over the last several days. And number two, wetter for most of us. Of course, we saw the rain yesterday morning in particular for the coast. But the coast and everyone else is going to see some rain today. Some much more than others. But overall, the main event that I've been talking about even since last week is happening today. Anything after today is not going to be as significant, but we still have some chances for rain nonetheless through the rest of the week and even into the first half of the weekend. Now, temperature-wise, temperature is fairly mild, and as a result, fairly high snow levels, which we'll get into that here in a second. Today, though, there you can see the overcast skies in the valley. We've got the rain in the forecast throughout the day today. For Siskiyou, Modoc County, could see some breaks in the clouds, but overall, more showers for you today, of course, at least looking at showers today. Eastern Mountains, I think you're going to see less in the way of cloud cover, mostly cloudy skies. I mean, you're still going to see a lot of cloud cover out there, not to mention some of the showers. You just won't see as much for, say, Modoc County, Eastern Mountains, for example. Now for the North Coast, yeah, overcast for everyone, inland, Trinity County, and you've got rain throughout the day today as well, not to mention those cooler temperatures. Now, here's what the big setup. Notice what we've got going on. See a bit of a spin kind of coming right about here, another one right about here. So we've got two areas of low pressure right now, kind of an elongated trough of low pressure. Now, what's going to happen is this area of low pressure is going to kind of swing around like this and eventually just kind of die out, and eventually we'll just have one main area of low pressure. But really what we can take out of this is this one right here is closer to us. We got the flow from the jet stream over Northern California. Now, you remember yesterday, if you were watching yesterday, that flow was more up over here, which is why only the coast saw it. But now we have the overall general flow over Northern California. This will allow more of that moisture to come in, so more cloud cover, and not to mention the disturbances with that rain coming through as well. But then this will kind of break away, move a little bit farther away from us, and then of course we see drier conditions, but still some chances for rain in there. So let's show you what we've got going on. Again, here's that elongated trough of low pressure right here, right? See how that flow is right going to be right on top of us. So that's going to bring in that rain here for today. But then it kind of breaks off into one area of low pressure. It moves to the south, gets away from us. Then it eventually moves on through Friday, Saturday. Now, Saturday will be another chance for at least some more measurable rainfall. As you can see here, nothing terribly significant. Now, after Saturday, high pressure is going to build in. You see how it dries out. A disturbance right here tries to approach, doesn't do much. And just for fun, we'll take you all the way through Thursday, Thanksgiving Day of next week. And as of right now, Thanksgiving Day, and really the week of Thanksgiving, is looking fairly dry at this point. Of course, we'll keep you updated here as we get closer through next week. Okay, so let's bring you back in time now. Let's start with this morning, take you through at least noon on Thursday with our shorter range, more in-depth forecast model, okay? This is going to be a little bit more accurate. So here we take you through the morning hours, right, into about the noon hour. It's all pushing northeastward. Even the Eastern Mountains is seeing rain. But again, you see how the bulk of the rain is all right here. You're seeing less as you head into the Eastern Mountains, and not to mention Modoc County. I mean, you're still going to see some rain everywhere, right? Just not as much heading off to the east. Let's take into this afternoon and evening. Now we're starting to still see less off in the Eastern Mountains. Still the bulk of the rain is off to the west here, and not to mention the coast as well. Then we take you into the overnight hours. This is midnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. Things are actually starting to clear out for the east. We're actually starting to dry out just west of I-5, so the valley drying out, but still some activity around Mount Shasta, Wairika, and of course west of that into the north coast. By tomorrow morning, notice it's all pretty much gone. We're dry. Now, there still may be some leftover showers, some drizzle, some sprinkles for the north coast tomorrow morning, but it's drying out. Now, here's another thing that we'll have to watch for as we go through Wednesday. Watch what happens. See how the flow is coming in kind of around the area of low pressure that's down to our south and west. We may see just enough moisture to maybe bring a sprinkle or a light shower for some of us on Wednesday, but really overall, not a very wet day. Wednesday's going to be one of those days where, if you have outdoor plans, if you work outdoors, that you're just going to need to keep an eye to the sky, because you may run into a passing sprinkle throughout the day, but shouldn't really be that big of a deal. Now, by the time we get into Wednesday night, Thursday morning, we do have a kind of a weak disturbance that'll pass through, bring us some light showers, but most of us will be asleep and in bed during this rainfall, because as we go into Thursday around noon, you see how it's starting to dry out again. And then, as I mentioned, as we go into Friday and into Saturday, then maybe another chance for rain. So you get the idea. The main event, as I mentioned, is today. We just don't see as much activity for your Wednesday, and not to mention your Thursday, and really even Friday, not all that eventful either. Here is a look at the rainfall totals. If you watched yesterday, we were approaching a half an inch for parts of the valley, kind of backing off a little bit here on the intensity. So I'd say on average, about 1/4 of an inch of rain is possible in the valley. Some places could approach that half-inch range. Some places could see less than a half an inch. It just depends. I mean, that's just kind of how rain works. Some of us see a lot more than others. All right, so you can see it looks like a little bit more maybe will kind of be kind of focused on Trinity County. But again, rain heaviest to the west. You see less rainfall heading off into the east. Now, let's talk about snow, right? Now, you can see some snow being picked up by the forecast here, but it's the highest elevations. That's Lassen Peak. That's Mount Shasta. That's the peak of Mount Shasta. These are some of the higher mountains of the Trinity Alps, right? So we have to go up above 6,000 feet. Even got the Warner Mountains picking up on a little bit. Could Cedar Pass maybe see some snow, maybe some chain requirements? Certainly not out of the question as we go through the day today, and not to mention into tomorrow. But again, you're going to have to go up pretty high in elevation before you start seeing that accumulating snow. Wave heights for today, still pretty high, around 9 to even upwards of 11 feet. But the good news is, especially if you do have to be out on that small boat, you should be looking at those wave heights dropping going into your Wednesday. All right, here's your marine forecast for today. East winds at 5 to 10 knots. Your waves in the northwest at 7 feet at 14 seconds. There's your high tide, your low tide at 6:44 this evening. Of course, after sunset. Of course, your sunrise this morning, 7:01. All right, let's take a look at your forecast for today. There you can see most of the clouds are here. We're seeing less cloud cover in the eastern mountains, as a result, less rainfall. But of course, everyone else seeing heavier rainfall off to the west of the eastern mountains and Modoc County. Looking at your 7-day outlook, yeah, we've got the rain here for today. Now, you'll notice I don't have any raindrops coming from the clouds for Wednesday, Thursday, but really for Alturas and Susanville, pretty much guaranteed you're not going to see much in the way of rain at all. As we go into Wednesday, Thursday, better chances going into Friday, Saturday in particular for Mount Shasta, better chances for Alturas, Susanville, for example, on Saturday, drying out again Sunday, Monday. Now, for the Valley, same situation. You see how on a Wednesday, Thursday, you're not seeing any raindrops falling from those clouds, but if you see a passing sprinkle in particular on Wednesday, don't be surprised. Slimmer chances for those showers and sprinkles on Thursday, and then there you can see Friday to Saturday, we've got chances for more rain after it dries out, before it dries out, that is, for Sunday, Monday. Your 7-day outlook for the coast, yeah, there's the rain today. Maybe a passing sprinkle on Wednesday, especially in the morning. Otherwise, I don't expect much in the way of rain Wednesday, Thursday, if any. And then maybe another chance for some rain as that main system pushes through. Although, as I mentioned, the main event is today. That's when we see the most amount of rainfall. But then things should start to dry out. We'll see less rainfall with these chances for rain through the rest of the week.